Alright guys, what a week. Only 6 stops. Cat just kind of snuck by. You kind of see him right, if I can bend, right there. But yeah, only 6 stops. Don't mind me though, I'm waking up still. A little late on the video. Cat was just meowing at me and yelling at me because this is my second attempt on the video. First one, the camera kind of fell. My dash is not set up for the tripod, and I don't have my tablet mounts. My GPS, which is sitting right here pretty much, right behind the phone, right? It's gonna be mounted up here, hanging down. I just don't have everything yet. To be honest, I haven't been home much, and I haven't been home long. I've been home quite often this year, well last year, but not for like long stretches besides June. I don't count a week as a long stretch, because what's a week? Like, you get home, right? You've been out for like a month, you get home, and it feels like you gotta go for like 2 or 3 days. But yeah, 6 stops. All came up. Well, I was done with the load early, which surprised me, but it's kind of funny. Some of these places, kind of interesting, right? My first stop was in Hazelton, PA. Says something like Hazel Park Cold Storage, right? And let me tell you, gotta love places when you go to old America, pretty much, right? And they have a sign telling for a turn because it is a tighter area, right, for a turn in. But that's all you get. That's all you get. There isn't. I mean, I guess there was another sign, but it was only the 100 address, right? So I mean, there's numbers. There was no business labeling, anything on it. Like these 3 buildings, and they're all like grouped together. And one does like meat, one does something, you know. But some old man outside smoking a cigarette in one of the other buildings kind of pointed me out, and he's like, "Yeah, there's not enough signs here. It happens all the time." I'm like, yeah. So I got back up to the first warehouse, the first building I drove by, the one I was supposed to go to. It's now pointing in the wrong direction. Whatever. Figured out how to turn around. I walk in there, and I already knew it was going to be an interesting place when the guys on the freezer, the 2, I guess they're workers, helpers, or whatever. I don't know. They're like friendly young guys, but their work ethic's a little lacking. They sat around a lot while one guy did most of the work. But this older gentleman comes out of the freezer, and as soon as he sees me, he immediately goes, "Fuck, I don't got enough time for this." You know, like, my day's already busy enough. What you got? I don't want it. Like, I mean, I make it sound much friendlier. He was shit was rude. Like to the point where I generally don't care so much, right? But I said, "I'm sorry that I showed up when I'm supposed to show up." Because, see, I figured it out, especially out in this industry, right? Keep your mouth shut, for the most part, will work, right? But there's sometimes you have to just say something back. Otherwise, they're just gonna walk all over you, take their shit out on you, and it's not my fucking fault. I'm doing my job too. Like, you're doing your job, I get it. Doing my job. But that dude, I was there for 20 minutes, did nothing but ranting and well, not raving, but ranting and yelling about it, that I was there, and by the way, for those who know LTL, or actually any, reefer period, a lot of the stuff gets pinwheeled, and pinwheel means the pallets get turned sideways to make more room. And when you have, so generally a full load of this reefer is going to be about, on average, 24 to 27 pallets. When there's 40 pallets in here, that means pretty much assume that all of them are going to be pinwheeled. You know, the funny thing is, I've been doing this for over a couple months now. That guy's the only guy that's ever bitched about them being sideways. Like, blew my mind. Like, I know that you're not new to the industry, so, and especially the warehouse. You work in a fucking warehouse, you see pinwheels all the fucking time. You're in a smaller warehouse, but still. Blew my mind, right? At one point, though, he kept making comments, and I did get him apologized. Just by kind of just that one little curb check I did with his attitude, right? So I call it checking his attitude, pretty much what I did when he was starting to go off on me. I said, "My bad for showing up. I'm supposed to." And I did it without yelling, cursing, whatever. I'm like that guy who could not talk without yelling and fucking just throwing a temper tantrum. Dude, it looked to be in his 50s or 60s, so it's pretty sad. He's in the back of my trailer, grabbing a pallet, and he goes, "I'm sorry, dude. I know it's not your fault." And he immediately goes back to, well, ranting. Just let him do his thing, I guess. Oh, it's funny though, right? He goes to sign the paperwork, and he's in the office. I look at the two younger guys. I'm like, "Is he always like this?" And they start immediately laughing and saying, "Yeah, sometimes." I was like, "Fuck." Don't know if I could work with that. They said it was difficult sometimes. Made me kind of laugh, but that was easy. And then I had to do it. So same time though, I'm delivering in Pennsylvania. They have a lot of rain coming through, and for some reason, for an area gets a lot of snow, man, a lot. You add in any rain in the, well, then again, I don't like the Northeast because of the amount of old people. The old people are some of the most inconsistent drivers you'll see out on the road. They like to act like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Driving ain't one of them. A little bit of rain and the rubber banding effect, especially when there's no reason, right? 65 mile an hour speed limit, 65, 45, 60, 48, 58. It's like, oh my God, pick a fucking speed. Because I was planning on, I only had to drive like an hour and a half, right? From first delivery, second delivery. Was planning on going to some 83 diner or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to York, right? And I was planning on paying to park. Like, I was already committed to paying to park. But an hour of that shit, right? I'm only a half hour for my delivery. That's well, next day, right? Because Unify is only early mornings, pretty much. I just said, fuck it. Like, as soon as I got to Harrisburg, well, just north of it, TA, I just pulled in. I said, fuck it, I'm over this shit. I'm so done. Like, and my day didn't even, like, start off that bad. It did start at, like, 5 a.m., right? But it was only, like, fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, was that 2? No, I think it was, like, 9. I don't fucking remember. Like, I don't remember. It was early that I should have had no problems getting down to York. But the traffic I was dealing with made me go, never mind. We're just gonna go park it. And let me tell you, nothing sucks. Very few things suck worse than. Oh, I'm gonna go on here. Some security. Nothing sucks worse though. Having to take a shit while it's downpouring. Kinda sucks. Kinda sucks. Alright, but Unify actually surprised me. Because you guys know my luck in Unify. They kind of been fucking me lately, but that one had me out, I think, in like an hour and a half. I don't remember much about it. That's how good it was. Like, generally, here's how it comes with warehouses, okay? If you remember vividly anything about it, it's either really good or really bad. If you don't remember much about it, generally it means things went as expected. Like, the average. Like this place, I'm currently on next week's load, but it's Spartan Nash in Omaha, and okay, sure, it's tight, but it's not as tight as that guy next to me that struggled to back up. And I got in my dock before he was even all the way in his dock, and he got a door like 20 minutes before me, so I get it, everybody has a day, but it's not that tight. Alright. And then it was Deja Vu, right? With the pet food experts and Ziegler. So, yeah, and those are both pet places, right? So, yeah, okay. My appointment in Unify was midnight, now I remember, because Ziegler was important, right? I was out of there by like 1:30, and then I had to drive like an hour to Ziegler in Lebanon, right? And this place technically has no overnight parking, but since they don't open, they have no gate, they don't open till like 6 o'clock. I just went to there a lot, did a UE, backed up to there, and went to sleep for 3 hours, right? Because I was like, man, I need a fucking nap. Fucking tired. Because I actually tried going to bed before Unified. I went to bed like 1600. Because my appointment was at like 2300. Alright, so yeah. Something like that, right? And my body said, fuck it. You get 3.5 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep. That's all you get. I gotta try to go back to bed for like another hour or two. And it said no. So I said, okay, we're up then for down a couple hours. That truck is still doing something. But it wasn't too bad. Like those, like KDP, or not KDP, Pet Food Experts and Ziegler both came off as expected. I was there twice now. I made a joke to Pet Food Experts considering that was the one that was like, when I was saving the load, that one that I'm surprised they didn't reschedule because they're notorious for that shit. And you don't get appointments. They work on like 2 week schedule in advance. So like, you're lucky if you're late and you got rescheduled if you get in even the following week. So magic happened. But I showed up on time this time. Actually, I showed up early by like 3 hours, 2 hours, and they took me and loaded me, and I was out of that 30 minutes, and they didn't complain. I was like, yeah. That's probably why I like LTL. A lot of the places you go to are smaller. Appointment, it's very realistic your appointments. This is where it gets interesting though. So like first off is interesting. Then I showed up KDP in Allentown, right? Which is Keurig and Dr. Pepper, okay? Never been there. Last time I've been to a soda place like this, besides Pepsi and Tolson, Phoenix, somewhere down there, right? I was driving, it was night. So soda places are not really my thing anymore. I have not really gone to these warehouses. And when I was pulling up beside this place, I pulled in, and I was like, holy fuck, this place is huge. They had 2 buildings, and both these buildings, they were actually doing construction connecting a lot. Yeah. It was very interesting. So I pull in, and I'm early. Like my appointment's like 1300. I'm showing up at like 10 a.m., right? 9 a.m., something like that. Something early. I was like, I don't know if they're gonna work me in because it's been a while since I've been to any dry warehouse. Now, granted, it's only okay. It's 3 pallets, but it's only a couple pallets, right? I guess that's a few, but whatever. I show up. And I go immediately go, hey, I'm early. I only had like 2 or 3 pallets. Just wanted to see if I can get it up. And they weren't really chatty. They didn't really say anything. They just took my bills and looked at the paper and then said, okay, go to door 39A. And I'm on my phone with my buddy, okay? I was like, all right, going to 39A. That's all she told me, right? She told me nothing else. Because clearly she had no interest in actually telling me anything. Like, talking was not her forte, even to tell me what to do. Yeah, I could have asked, but no, not with her attitude. I was like, nah, I'm good. Well, okay. I lied a little bit. Let me back up a little bit. She did say it's the other building. That's all she told me. She said, take a right, and it's that building. I was like, okay. That's all she told me, okay? So I'm good over there, right? I'm looking for 39. And I happen to see 70, or yes, 70's counting down. And I'm like, well, or 70's counting up. And I was like, well, that's not it. So I try to back to the building. I'm like, okay, now I see 30s. And I get down to where the 39A is, well, 39 is. And, yeah, except, the first thing I see is a dock door with a vent in it. Well, 2 vents. And I go, that's weird. Vented doors. A little weird. That was my first red flag at my head. But I was like, okay. I don't know this place. Obviously, I'm being told to go here for a certain reason. Also, it's definitely more cramped over here. Way more cramped. There was a box truck beside me, and, well, 2 docks over, but, these docks also, second red flag, had 4 of the dock bumpers. And the pretty much what those are, they're the pads that your trailer bumps against to prevent damage. Well, there was 2 out here, and there was 2 here. Weird, okay? Weird. And I was like, again though, maybe I don't know, maybe they know something I don't know, so we just back in. Well, this box truck gets unloaded, and all of a sudden I see some guy come walking up here, vest on, and he's looking like confused. He's like, "You have something to unload?" I was like, yeah. He's like, "What you got?" I was like, "I got concentrate." He's like, "You're at the boiler room." I was like, "They told me to go here." I even picked up my bills, sticky note on it, showed it. He's like, and he goes, "They don't know what they're talking about." I was like, kind of figured, but I didn't know what to do, like, cause so to get here, and I figured if somebody knew, like, I was supposed to be here, like, come up to me. Sure enough. So he pointed me in the right direction. He's like, what you do is you go back to the other side of this building, right? And usually they get in like door 2 or 3, and okay. Door 2 or 3, which the other side of the building has 70s in the corner, so how the fuck is there door 2 or 3 down there? I don't know, but it was. And yeah, and then you just go into the office and just give them paperwork. I was like, okay. I was like, easy enough. But I wasn't gonna put myself in the door this time until I knew for sure. So I went around the corner, right? Went over there, fucking went outside, stood inside for 10 minutes. Nobody's like, there is no life. Like, I was like, dude, like, are we sure people work here? Or is it robots? Cause like, the White House, no lights on. The office, barely any light on. Janitor comes out like 10 minutes later, and I'm like, is there any life back there? She's like, I don't know. And then she just keeps on walking. It's like, well, thank you very much, help. Oh, he's back. Is he for me this time? I think he's for me this time. Let's see. Comes walking out. Right here? Alright. Gonna wait to see what wait till he walks away. Okay. He's going to the game thing. Bring some cone. I'll be talking my wheels. I didn't see a truck back there. It's dark as fuck back there. There's no light. No light back there. And I have no backup lights on this truck yet. All good? Alright. I feel like I'm going to be here for a bit. My appointment was at 5 a.m. It's 5:48, and he is now locked in place. So. It is Spartan Nash Show. They are known for, being all day wasters. Alright, I don't even know where the fuck I was. Oh, yeah, walk in the office 10 minutes, right? Janitor comes out, right? All of a sudden, some random worker comes out, and he's like, looks at me, he's like, you in the door? I'm like, nope. Based on the adventure I said, I was gonna wait till you guys tell me the door. Now I know in the future if I go back, because with these LTLs, so there is a lot of repeat customers. So I do know in the future now. Alright. And he's like, just pick a door. I picked the door, and then they attached me for like 20 minutes. That annoyed me a little bit, right? Because annoyed me a little bit. But they get me offloaded. I go back in to get my bills, and now there's 3 people there, right? And I'll tell them the story. They all start laughing. Like, I don't know why the fuck. See, okay, it wasn't like I just was like random person told me 39A. Security. Usually the people who check you and they give you a door more often than not gave me a door that first off doesn't exist. Like A, I think is like the building. I don't fucking know. Like I asked the maintenance guy, I was like, what is this A? He's like, I don't know. So as far as I can tell, it's the building, because 39A doesn't exist. Like, and the closest, the only 39 was that boiler dock that definitely was not where I should be. But yeah, so here's where I decided to push my luck. I'm on my phone with my buddy, right? And I'm like, you know what? I got one pallet in Bordentown, Hamilton, Bordentown, Trenton, whatever. It's all fucking Trenton, Bordentown, whatever. I'm just gonna show up. And I think I said I was gonna be there like 12 for a 6 a.m. appointment on Friday, right? So 18 hours early, right? And we're just gonna roll the dice. Because it's not as good 9 miles down the road as truck stop, right? And then probably message my woman's mom and be like, yo, can I get some food? You know, benefit being loved, like to the whole family. It's kind of weird. But there's benefits, right? So we're getting used to that. But no, I didn't do that because good. I got unloaded early, right? I showed up, I checked in, and I guess the receiving leaves at 11, right? And I was like, fuck, okay, I might be coming back. But I kept pushing. I was like, hey, it's just one pallet, you know, it's just one pallet. And the guy who was talking to me, he went back, looked for somebody, came back. He's like, I don't know where they went. I was like, hey, man, it's just one pallet, but I'll come back if needed. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take it for you. I was like, yeah. Because I already knew where I was picking up for my LTL stuff, you know, for next week, and I was trying to avoid it. Because last week I got burned, because I was supposed to be going to Troy, right? Last time I was at Troy last week, I was there for 9 hours. Kind of burnt out. And I was trying to avoid that if I could, but getting offloaded early and maybe, you know, going to pick up and getting into Boston, you know, daylight hours, or at least midday. But I did get to Boston midday, but not early enough to where it kind of worked in my favor. But hey, at least it's not 7:30 in the morning the next day, you know, when your appointment is 1900. So there is that. There is that. But I don't know. I like these LTL loads. They're like taking some getting used to, but they're not bad. You definitely got to work for it, right? And there's like downside about the LTL too is like with normally one truckload, it's like okay, you may have 1 or 2 deliveries, maybe 3, but usually, you know, the appointments are always consistent with each other. These, right? Like I'll go for like here's gonna be my Wednesday into Thursday morning stretch, okay? I'll go 500 Wednesday, 2200 Wednesday, or 400 Thursday, right? Kind of loves, which means right then and there I'm gonna get very interrupted sleep, very broken up sleep, and I just kind of gotta live with it. But I have changed my supplements around, right? Which because before with just a vitamin, that back and forth shit would have just fucking tore me up, which it does every now and then. But with the supplements, right, I'm taking like I call it go-go juice, but it's like super greens, which mine also has some some of the red fruit veggies in it too. And then there's ashwa in there too that I take also that way more difference compared to vitamin. Nothing on a vitamin, right? Oh, vitamin has nothing on it. Energy level is definitely more consistent, which who knew? Getting all your daily value of nutrients actually has an effect. Who knew? Also helps your digestive system. Now, granted, I might make a some video about this stuff, but I tried the normal just green shit, right? Just no flavoring. Definitely acquired taste, got used to it. But let me tell you, this one's apple cider. Tastes good, smells awful. And I mean, super green shit smelled awful before, but the apple cider smelled like straight up like sewer, rancid. It smells spoiled, but it's not. It's kind of funny how that works. Usually things that smell bad don't taste good. I guess unless you're a concentrated thing of greens, and then somehow that just works out that way. So, whatever. Cat, it's bedtime again? No, it's bedtime for him. You can kind of see him. He's laying right, if I can bend my arm. There. Oh, he bends the blanket to sleep in. Watch. He just moves his head. Yeah, it's right there. He's not happy I just woke him up. Anyways, the video's been long enough. See if I can get this uploaded in time. Good wake though. Anyway, stay safe. Bye.